up, y'all? Welcome back to Exclusive Tea Talk Show. It's your host, Jai.
And Kay.
And today we have a special exclusive episode today. We are going to be having a mental health panel discussion. And we have two amazing special guests on our episode today. But before you guys introduce yourselves, we just want to thank Bougie Bling Bottles for sponsoring this video for us. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys get your bottles done by them. I know them personally.
Come shop.
We know them personally.
Birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day's coming up. Get your bottle made by Bougie Bling Bottles.
Period. Yes. So without further ado, can you guys introduce yourselves? Tell them who you are, and first of all, why do y'all even have qualifications to speak on mental health?
Yes.
Okay, well, my name is Kiera. I am a school social worker and a mental health therapist. I feel like I have the qualifications because I went to school for it.
Period.
I went to school for it, number one. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about. I just really enjoy speaking on the topic and helping people figure out, their needs, what they need for themselves mentally, in order to help all around.
Period.
Love it.
Okay, I'm Nisha. I am a social worker. I work with individuals that are experiencing homelessness and dealing with mental health. I feel like I'm qualified as second her because I went to school for it.
Period.
The best school.
Period.
And it's just something that I'm passionate about. Just bringing more awareness to mental health and helping people, get to the next step of their life.
Yes.
Period. So as you guys see, we're not playing around. We don't just have,
Right, they have their qualifications.
Exactly. We just want to let that be known, number one. Number two, what is the color for mental health?
Green.
Yes.
So as you guys see, that's what we have on our green today. We're all greened up. It's not for the holidays. Hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, though, and happy holidays. So let's get into the video. As you guys know, if you watch us, we do a little segment on our show first called Exclusive Tea Talk Show Icebreaker Game. So we're going to today we're all going to do it. We're all going to pull a question out of the bin here and we're going to answer them. It is kind of mental health geared more today, but it's still fun. It's still exciting.
Yes.
So whoever wants to go first can go first. I'm going to let our guests go first.
Shuffle around.
This one says, share a personal affirmation that helps you remain positive during challenging times. I would say my great-grandmother used to always say, there's always something to take the happiness out of life if you let it. So I always use that. If you let negative stuff happen or bring you down, it'll do it. So don't let it happen.
Yes.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Share a time you faced a mental health challenge in your life and how did you overcome it? I want to say it was actually around Thanksgiving last year. The same day I had gotten into a car accident, but earlier that day I also was going through a lot of mental, because I was having doubts on my major and didn't know if I made the right choice for me. I just had a lot of doubts, and it just so happened the same day I got into a car accident. So everything was just chaotic that day. And what's the second part? How did I overcome it? I feel like I just really sat down and just tried to calm down. I got all my tears out from the wreck from earlier. I got everything out. And then I just remembered why I wanted to become and go into the field that I wanted to, why it encouraged me and why it made me want to go into that field, and just thought like that basically.
Period. Okay. What is your absolute dream job? So I love this question. But my absolute dream job, I'm an aspiring actress and director. So I just want to be an actress, a director. I want to work in the film industry. So that's half of it, y'all. I have like a couple of different things. I'm also a model, so I want to, be up there. I want to be on billboards, this, that, and the third, and then I also want to have my own talk show. So yeah, I have a couple different dream jobs, but
Love that.
yeah. Okay, your turn.
Well, this is long. It says, what's one thing that always brings a smile to your face, no matter how tough your day has been? One thing that I would say brings a smile to my face is my dogs. And just family and my support system. They always bring a smile to my face, no matter how tough my day is going.
Period. Okay, y'all, so it's time to get into these questions. Hope you guys are ready. Okay, so our first question is, what does mental health mean to you guys?
I would say mental health means wellness all around, because I feel like if your mental is not okay, then nothing else is going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
If that's off, if that part of you is off, then you're physically going to show symptoms of problems. Just everything, like your whole world is going to be thrown off if your mental is not okay. So to me, mental health means wellness.
I would agree.
Yes.
I would definitely agree.
I agree with that too, because if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people?
Exactly.
Or how can you function if you're putting to the back of your mind what is bothering you, maybe because of the stigma, or you don't want to admit that you have mental health or something like that. So wellness.
Right.
That's facts.
Next question. What motivated you all to want to go into the mental health field?
For me, it was never independence, honestly.
Really?
I originally started school to be a pediatrician. And literally the semester before it was time to graduate, something said go change it to social work.
Wow. Was
And,
this an undergrad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did it, and I've been running with it since. But I keep going on with it because I do like helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing where they were to, where they get to.
Right.
But yeah, it was never in the cards.
I never knew that. I could see you as both.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Pediatrician and
It was
a
literally.
social worker.
So why didn't you want to be a pediatrician?
I don't even know.
It just wasn't for
I
you.
thought about. Well, I'm not gonna lie. People was telling me it's 13 years, and I'm like, 13 years. I don't think that's like elementary, middle school, high school, all over again.
Right.
Okay, so what about you?
What motivated me to go into the mental health field, I feel like my childhood. I grew up with an older sister who is autistic, and she has behavioral and mental health challenges. So just seeing that from a young age, it inspired me to want to reach children at young ages before it develops into something bigger, more challenging, more serious when they're older. Because I feel like if you touch someone at a younger age, you're able to help them develop the coping skills and mechanisms to be useful as they continue to get older. So yes, it would be my childhood.
Definitely agree. Okay, period. So what would you guys say is your perspective on mental health growing up versus now?
For me, I would say I was a part of the stigma. If you have mental health, that means you're crazy, or you're too young to have mental health. But now as an adult, that's definitely not true. We all deal with some type of mental health issue, whether that's anxiety, depression. We all deal with it. So now my goal is to just pretty much bring more awareness to break that stigma.
Right.
And like I always say, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
That's right.
I agree. I would say when I was younger, I probably didn't really understand it as much, even though I did see things going on in my household with my older sister. I didn't really fully understand mental health and what it was until I began to get older and dug deeper into it. Took different classes at school, psychology, sociology, things like that. That really helped me understand mental health in the field itself and what all it entailed. Like you said, anxiety, depression. That's something that's pretty standard in everyone's household. Even though a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. It was always a thing where what goes on in this house stays in this house. So, and that's in the Black community in general.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've been able to understand it better.
Okay, so I have a question. Because I feel like a lot of people don't know or don't understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, is your background in social work as well? Okay. So, what would you guys say is the difference between like psychology and like sociology? Like, what is the difference?
Well, I can speak on this because I have a background in all three. For undergrad, my major was sociology with a minor in psychology, and then for my master's degree, it's in social work. So sociology is the study of how people interact with each other.
Okay.
Psychology is the study of the human brain, and this social work is the study of
Basic needs.
exactly.
Okay.
Like if y'all ever have heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's basically the social work.
Okay.
So that's the difference between the three. I enjoy all of them. Sociology really helped me gain an understanding of how people interact with each other and like different things. Psychology is more like
Why people do what they do.
yes,
Okay.
yes, biological things, studying the brain and things like that.
Okay.
Okay, so did you guys have conversations about mental health growing up?
No. Not at all. I don't even recall hearing that word when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So what was it growing up for y'all? Like you're crazy. Like ain't nothing wrong with you.
That, or you too young to be stressed out, or what you got to be stressed out for.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, but never the word mental health.
So what age do you guys feel like it changed? Like y'all were like, no, like this is something that's almost as serious as your physical health. Like
For me, I would say maybe high school.
I would say the same.
Because even although you see stuff that okay, something's not right, like that, something's going on, you still can't put the word to it because you've never heard it.
Right.
It's never been a conversation, so I would say probably high school.
Yeah, I think that's where I was able to connect the dots as well, because like I said, I would be learning about it in school, so then I would like piece things together, like, oh, so-and-so does this too, or like, oh, so okay, maybe that's what it is, or something like that. So
that was me, even at Clark, just taking those classes and hearing them say certain stuff, and it's like, oh, I remember that from when I was little. That's why that happened, or that's why this person was acting that way. So.
Diagnosing people.
Yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what habits, strategies, or self-care practices do you have to take care of your own mental health? Because y'all are in this field, right? But I feel like y'all have to get at some point drained yourselves.
Right.
Like after going to work, dealing with other people's mental health all day, how do you unwind and say like, okay, now I have to pour back into me? What strategies do you guys use?
For me, therapy.
Okay.
I go to therapy
Okay.
to debrief and just have that outside person from work and family and friends, that non-biased person, just that kind of understand, just because they do it. That's the biggest one for me.
Okay.
Yes, I would absolutely say therapy is so important. I have a therapist as well. A lot of people think just because you are a therapist, then you shouldn't go to therapy, but no, it's the complete opposite. So yes,
sometimes you need it like right then and
exactly.
right there.
Exactly. So yes, therapy. I like to read. I like to binge watch shows and movies. I just went to the spa today, so that's something that I will be indulging in more. And I try to get like my nails done, my toes done, things like that, like once a month too, just to calm down and relax, take some time for myself. Yes.
Okay.
Does listening to and helping with other people's mental health ever put a strain on you mentally, physically, or emotionally?
All of the above. Mentally and emotionally, yes. Because you're hearing different stories every day, all day. Some traumatic, some not traumatic. And it's just like they're dumping all their trauma on you. So you're taking all that in. So definitely mentally and emotionally. Physically, I mean, I guess that ties into mentally and emotionally, but
at some point, physically journey.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree. It does take a toll on you. I think it's important to, if you have the ability to schedule your sessions how you would like to space it out so that you're not so overwhelmed back to back. And just making sure that you're done at a certain time. I think when it pours into your personal life, that's when it becomes a problem. And you can definitely be affected by that. If, even just in your personal relationships, when you go home from a stressful day at work, and then other people in your household are pouring things onto you as well, that can get very draining. So yeah, just knowing when to, having a cutoff point.
Right.
Yeah, and with that cutoff point, learning to leave work at work.
Yes.
Not taking it home.
Exactly.
I had a bad habit when I first got into the field. Once I get off, clients still call me the phone and I'll still answer. I had to get to the point where I'm like, okay, if you're not about to die, well, even if you are, I can't do anything. Call 911.
Give them the resources.
Call me tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. And then just not taking it personally.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of angry clients.
Exactly.
And some will even blame you for something that you have absolutely nothing to do with.
Wow.
Yeah, boundaries are important.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Kudos to y'all, man. I don't know. Okay, what do you guys feel is the biggest challenge you've overcome with your own mental health?
Acknowledging it. Not being afraid to say, okay, I'm not okay. Not being afraid to say that and worry about what other people are going to say. Just acknowledging it and knowing that it's okay. Because what you're not seeing, someone else may, you could be the stepping stone for someone else to say, okay, I'm not okay. I'm actually dealing with the same thing, or, I actually feel this way. So just taking that step, really.
Yeah. I would say being able to sit in it. Just go through the process of feeling the emotions. Like sometimes we want to just speed up that process and get to, I just want to be okay. But you have to feel every emotion in order to fully get through something, in order to heal. So I would say, sitting in it, feeling the emotions, and just being able to get through it.
I definitely agree with that, because when I first started therapy, you have to answer the questions on the form, and I checked no for every single answer. So my therapist was like, "What are you here for?"
Right.
I did that. Went to therapy for like 2 months, and then afterwards, I'm like, "Okay, I feel better." But then afterwards, COVID hit, and we didn't have a choice but to sit still. And I'm like, I'm not okay.
Exactly.
So definitely sitting in it and allowing yourself to feel those emotions.
Is there a time limit that you all would say to put on when somebody is supposed to feel?
No. I'm a firm believer, and I just think that everyone should be in therapy, regardless what you have going on in your life. Like, I feel like it's just helpful. Like you said earlier, to just have someone outside of your immediate support system to speak with, someone who has no biases on what you have going on in your life, just to help you through, you know, if you just want to talk about how your day went, that's really important too, you know, just to have an outlet.
So no time limit. But
I mean, time limit for, like, feeling
when
better?
she was saying, going back to when she's saying sit in it or whatever.
No, because you can sit in it and feel all the emotions and feel like you're okay in that moment, but it could be months down the line, years, and something may trigger you.
Yes, exactly.
So everybody's different.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What are your favorite mental health resources? Books, podcasts, journaling, people?
I don't know if this is really like specifically mental health, but I enjoy Tabitha Brown. She really brightens up my day. I don't know. I truly love her content. Viola Davis, I love her content as well. My pastor at my church, his wife, Shanika Daniels, she has a podcast. I love her. I love them. That's Change Church. Yeah, those are a few of the people who I enjoy. Yeah, even though it's not specific to mental health, I feel like it helps my mental health.
It works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love them too. Those are good people.
I would say, Yama, the one that had the TV show, Yama Fix My Life.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Ayana?
Something like
Yama.
something like that. Just because every interview she does, TV shows and stuff, like she makes people, like she said, sit in it, feel it, talk about it, get through it. So I like listening to her stuff.
Okay.
Other than that, journaling is real good. Write it down.
Yes.
Write it down.
Or
Write it down.
if you can't write it down, then like voice memos, voice recording on your phone, like talk to yourself just to get it out.
Video diary.
Yes. Yeah. I would say Nedra Glover Tawab as well. She is specific to mental health. Yes, she's really good as well.
Okay. For people who don't know, who is that?
Nedra Glover Tawab, she's a content creator, but she's also a therapist as well. And she has a few books, and she also, makes videos on Instagram when she posts, like daily, just reminders specific to like setting boundaries and things in your life.
Okay.
It's really good. So yeah.
Okay.
What platforms is she on? TikTok?
I follow her on Instagram. I think she's mainly on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys feel is the reason for so many of our people in the Black community, specifically Black men, not wanting to do therapy, and how do we change that?
Just from my experience, because 98% of the clients I have are male. They don't want to do therapy because they're afraid of what other people are going to think of them.
Right.
They don't want to be judged. They just simply don't know how to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
They don't know how to talk about their emotions in a healthy way, get it out because they weren't taught.
Exactly.
Or just society putting that stigma on them, saying that they can't do that. So that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I will absolutely agree with that, along with, going back to what goes on in this house stays in this house. That's how, most of the Black community was raised. And so I feel like...
Yeah, I feel like this goes deeper, though.
Yeah, I feel like they don't feel like they have an outlet. I mean, a lot of us, and even going back to, that can go back to slavery.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome and things like that, just not feeling comfortable, like you said, not feeling vulnerable, not having the space to feel vulnerable or be vulnerable, and your different relationships with people, and not understanding that there is that space. Or, maybe not even just knowing where the resources are. A lot of people don't know where they can get therapy.
Right.
how it works,
Exactly.
what they have to
Exactly.
do.
So just being ignorant in that, not understanding, not knowing.
Or not, you don't know, but there's a lot of things we don't know, but not wanting to find out. You're not really going out your way to try to find out either.
Yeah.
But I feel like mental health, like you guys were saying, wasn't even something that used to be even talked about. It's talked about way more now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is so important for our community, though. So how would you guys say that we could change this, though?
Being more educated.
Yes.
Like she said, just being ignorant to certain things, like what resources are out there. Maybe being able to identify symptoms. If someone's having an anxiety attack or they're having a breakdown, or if they're suicidal, just being able to spot those and know how to handle the situation.
Yeah.
Because it puts a strain on a lot of friendships, relationships, all of that, if you're not tending to your mental health. Right? Like I said earlier, it's the same way with physical health. Like, you can only go for so long without making sure that you're okay in all aspects.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Just doing your research, figuring out what works for you. I mean, if you do see a therapist and he or she doesn't work for you, you can always change. Go to another one.
If that one
Don't just
work,
sit.
go to another
Right.
one.
Right. Don't just stop and say, "Oh, well, therapy didn't work for me." Well, maybe you weren't a good fit with that therapist. There's different resources out there. I know one is Therapy for Black Girls. And that website allows you to look at different therapists, see which ones accept your insurance, and you see if they're a good match. It takes you to their websites, and you can read their bio and things like that. So that's a really good resource. There's also one for Black men as well. It's not coming to mind right now, but it should be something along those same lines. But yes, just do your research and figure out what works for you. Like we said, if one therapist doesn't work for you, try someone else.
And then a lot of people don't know that they actually have it covered through their insurance, through their job. You can go to therapy for free.
Yes, EAP plans and things like that. Yeah.
And going to therapy does not make you weak.
Right.
Going to therapy makes you strong, actually, because you're able to identify that I'm not okay.
And you're acknowledging that you need something else to help you.
Exactly.
Not just drowning yourself in substances or nothing like that.
That don't work.
Exactly.
Right.
It works for a period
Temporary
of time.
fix,
Right.
not permanent.
Right. Yes, I heard actually Kirk Franklin say something that was very profound. A few weeks ago, it really stuck out to me. He said that not acknowledging your mental health challenges and saying because you have God, because saying that you have God is like saying that you have cancer and you're not going to get the treatment because you have God.
Right.
Yeah, and that really stuck out to me. So
Yeah, that's deep, but that's real though.
yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of Black people, it's just like, oh, just pray and you just
Right.
gonna be okay. Which is true. You're gonna be okay
To
when
a
you
certain
pray.
extent.
But just because you pray doesn't mean you don't have to seek out other resources to make sure you're 100% okay.
That's facts.
Okay, what is your ideal population or target population of your clients that you work with?
For me, right now, I work with adults. That's not my target population. Mine is children.
Okay.
Just because I feel like children need it more. And like she said earlier, if you catch them at an early age, you can catch the problem before it gets too bad. Versus adults, it's like they're
Stuck in their ways?
they're stuck in their ways. It's already
They
over the
stubborn,
top,
yeah.
and it's like you're moving backwards with adults.
Yeah.
Versus children, you're targeting the issue, you see it, and you can move forward. Versus adults, you have to unpack it and go backwards to see where the issue started.
Yeah.
Remember
That makes
past trauma.
Yeah.
I feel like, we were both trained at Clark Atlanta University to become social workers. So I feel like we were trained to work with any population, but my specialty areas right now are children, adolescents, and young adults.
Okay.
So when would you all say is the right time for someone to consider going to therapy?
Or is there even a right time?
Right.
I don't think there's really a right time. You, like she said, you might just want somebody to go talk about your day.
Mm-hmm.
So at any given moment, you feel like you need that person to talk to, even if you have that support system, go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or if you're just curious on what it's like, or the process, just go do it.
Exactly. I feel like you may not know you need it sometimes, but then you end up talking and you realize you need it.
Yeah.
Because like you said earlier, things could trigger you throughout life. So yeah, you may not know you need it, but a lot of times you do need it.
Right. So what would you say like is the correct way about telling somebody that they need therapy? Because some people can get offended by some people get offended by that. But if you really care about somebody and you see like, like what is like the correct way, like that?
Honestly, for me, I just tell them.
Yeah.
Like,
because
you need therapy. You need help.
Have you ever thought about
just tell them? Just tell them, because if you sugarcoat it, it's like you're beating around the bush. And just tell them.
Okay, so tell me I need therapy right now.
You could just be like, hey, you should
No,
go
tell
talk.
me. Don't be like, tell me, like.
You need to go talk to somebody.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I need to go talk to somebody.
You have a lot of stuff that you're dealing with, and you're taking it out on other people. You just need to go talk to somebody.
Really?
Really.
It's like that?
Yep.
Medical attention.
Wow.
Sometimes you just have to. You have to do that, because just sugarcoating and being nice and stroking people's ego is they're never. Although even though if you say it like that, they still may never do it.
Yeah.
But just stroking their ego, they're never
Yeah.
gonna do it, and that's what most people are used to.
Yeah.
People stroking their ego and downplaying it when they see an issue. Just tell them, because sometimes they may do things unconsciously that they don't even realize that they're doing.
Yeah.
Or realize that they pushed it to the back of their head for so long and said that there wasn't a problem till they honestly think that there's not a problem, but other people see it.
Yeah.
So just tell them. And then also let them know, like, you're not trying to hurt their feelings, you're not judging, and it's okay. But go get help.
Yeah.
Right.
Nowadays, what are some common mental health problems that you guys see in our society?
I would say anxiety and depression, especially post-pandemic, where everyone was scooped up in the house.
I feel like everybody was depressed.
Yes,
Right.
and they didn't even know it. And now, like you said, they're taking it out on others. It's reflecting in their behaviors. So yeah, I would say anxiety and depression are some of the biggest ones that I see.
Okay.
That and suicide.
Yes.
I would say that's the biggest one, suicide and depression.
Yes.
And like she said, it comes from COVID and everybody having to sit still and trying to adjust to the new normal, on top of things that they were already dealing with before.
Exactly. Those traumas just resurfacing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. So what can friends and family and your support system do to support somebody who's struggling with mental health?
Look up resources.
Yep.
So that when they see it, they can already know of resources. Be educated and not make that person feel bad because they're struggling with something. And just being ready for whatever that person needs, whatever that may look like.
Yeah, suggest therapy. Not make them feel alone about themselves. That's extremely important. Just being there to support them with whatever they need. Yeah.
Okay, what are some simple approaches you can name to improve a person's well-being?
Self-care. I would say that should be implemented into everyone's routine, schedule. Make sure you allot that time for yourself. Whatever that may be for you, whatever that looks like for you, just include it in your schedule.
What is some self-care approaches that you guys can give to people?
For me, since I deal with the homeless population, go take a walk. I mean, although they're walking every day, go take a walk by yourself, away from the group of people that you see every day. Go take a walk. If you have a little money in your pocket, go sit down and have a meal, or go volunteer somewhere. Go to the library. Simple stuff like that. It don't have to be fancy. Just some you time.
Yeah, I would say it looks different for everyone. Self-care could be playing the game for guys, watching TV, watching movies, doing whatever it is that you love to do, getting your nails done, going to the spa, painting a room in your house, just whatever that you enjoy doing. I would say that's self-care, and where you feel like you're not having to do something, you're not being made to do it. Or forced, or like someone is expecting something of you.
Right.
Y'all, this is so funny to me because I feel like back in the day, like, it's like self-care. Like, what is that? What are you talking about? Like, go do the dishes. Like,
Right.
I just need time.
I'm doing self-care. Like, I just like the evolution that we're in. And then I just pray that it just keeps getting better. And then, but with people like you guys, like, I have faith in us.
Right.
Well, thank you.
Especially the Black community.
Facts. We need more Black women.
Yeah. What would you guys say is like you guys' comfort show or comfort movie or something?
I would say anything Tyler Perry for me. It's funny. I feel like I grew up on it. It's just something that's comforting to me. Like, I just feel like I'm being hugged by someone.
So so good.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm
It
coming to
feels
work
like
with you real soon.
It feels very like family oriented, and it makes me comfortable.
Okay, what about you?
I would say I don't think I have one particular show. I like action.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite action movie? Or like series?
So right now, I'm watching Family Business.
Okay.
Good show. If y'all haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I gotta check that out.
I saw a few episodes. It was good.
So you right but yeah, superhero stuff. Marvel, of course. So I would say that's mine.
You like Transformers? No?
Not even the old Transformers.
I like Transformers.
Me too.
I like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
But I like the old Transformers though. The new ones just kind of
Different. What is yours, Kayla?
Well, I like to rewatch shows.
Me too.
Like I watch this season.
Like you never watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's comfort just because it's like
You know.
I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even though it's like I don't at the same time, but it's like it's comforting.
Yeah.
But what are some shows that I rewatch? Well, right now I'm rewatching The Flash. And I also am planning on rewatching Insecure. I really like Insecure just because I like all majority women Black cast just because it's like I can relate more with their content and what they got going on. And a lot of the topics that they bring up in Insecure, it just resonates with me. So Insecure, I rewatch all the time.
Okay. Here.
What about you?
I'm kind of the same. I like to rewatch stuff
Yeah.
as well. Obviously I love Tyler Perry stuff as well. And then I like some reality TV.
Some?
Yeah. Girl. So you know, I'll be like Baddies, Bad Girls Club, all of that. No, like my favorite one is The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah. The older seasons especially.
Lately I've been rewatching that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I like the old shows like The Game and stuff.
Oh yeah, I like it.
I don't know. The Game had me in the chokehold for a minute. I was in college watching. That was my comfort show in college for real. Like, and then when you older and you watch stuff, it's funny because you see some stuff from a different perspective.
Yeah,
like I was like, dang,
Oh.
Erwin was really going Melody
Bruh.
bad.
That one song, I can't remember what it's called.
Is
But
that Jordan's first song?
every time I
No
hear
air,
that
no air,
song-
no air.
Yes, every time I hear that song, it just reminds me of Melanie Burr. I'm like, oh my gosh, my good sis.
We all be doing some clown stuff, y'all. But
Bad.
Melody was out bad.
No, for real.
Woo. Yeah, The Game
took him back, and the baby came on the wedding. It's like, oh my God, my Melanie girl.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yes.
So, is there anything that you all wish people understood better about mental health as a society, and what would you guys like to let people know for those who are watching?
It's okay to not be okay.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's okay to not
That's
be
our
okay.
shirt too, by the way, y'all.
Yes.
Keep saying it. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to go get help. It's
Yes.
okay to go get therapy. It's okay to
Exactly.
cry. It's okay to be
Exactly.
vulnerable. Cause me, I'm gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 100%. It's okay to not be okay. If you need to get help, get help. Look to your support system.
What about people who don't have a support system?
Research, like we said. You know, find those resources yourself. Try to reach out to different centers near you, or you know, therapists or things like that. Definitely research. Just try to find someone. Reach out to someone, because someone will help.
Okay.
You're not alone.
Period. Y'all heard it. You're not alone. Just like Michael Jackson said. Okay, so before we go, we have one last segment on our show, and it is called What Would You Do?
Yes.
So, we're going to go ahead and pull it up for you guys.
Okay, so it was a post going around, and basically, if you was talking to somebody you was interested in, and y'all been catching up or whatever, and they ghosted you with no explanation, and you try reaching out to them numerous of times, and you still were ignored, and then out of the blue, they pop back up and reach out to you. In a situation like that, what would you guys do?
Ghost them back. You're blocked.
Right. Right. That's it. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what do you got to say now?
You got off the train. The train keeps moving.
But what if
I
like they
don't know.
came back and like gave you like a whole like not explanation, but I want to say sob story, basically like excusing why they ghosted you.
No, it's communication. You could have told me that then. I don't want to talk about it now, but this is what I'm going through. I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Don't
Communication.
just ignore me.
Absolutely. Exactly. Communication is absolutely important. Yeah. There's no word that you weren't on your phone.
Right. You've seen it at some
For
point.
months.
At
Yeah.
some point.
Exactly.
At some point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like ghosting is so big today in this generation. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for other generations because I wasn't here. But I feel like, in a way, it's worse. In a way, it is better in this generation. But I feel like it's worse because we have social media. So you're getting ghosted. I see you on social media. Back in the day, it's like, ooh, maybe something happened to them.
Right.
It probably didn't.
Maybe my letter got lost in the mail.
Like, you can be a little, delusional,
Facts.
Like, today, it's like, no, you just
I see you
posted,
like 5
yeah.
minutes ago.
And that, really, does something to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think social media. Going back to the topic of this episode, social media can really harm people's mental health as well, because just seeing all of that,
You find out a lot of stuff.
exactly, and comparing your life to other people's lives, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely say that's it for them. If you couldn't communicate, then
Dang, but what if something really happened?
You could have said something.
well, what could have
So
happened?
y'all don't believe in
I think-
second chances?
What could have happened though, besides them, if you went to prison or something like that? That's it. That's the only way you couldn't respond to
But
it.
some people deal with stuff differently. So, what if something traumatic happened in their life and they don't want to talk? That's it.
I mean, that's different because you do have people that handle stuff, whatever they deal with differently, and they just shut down. I mean, if you tell me that and it checked out, then alright, but if I know you lying, then
Yeah, I
What
mean,
about if it was
I would
like friend? Are y'all looking at like a relationship or somebody? Or
Oh, was it relationship?
I'm
or-
asking what if it was your friend
If it was,
instead of somebody you trying to get with?
I could be more empathetic.
with
to
friends, yes, because
it.
I mean, if that's your friend, then you know your friend. You know how your friend kind of handle things, and you know, okay, they just going through something right now. We'll talk when we talk. But relationship-wise,
I could be more empathetic to friends, but I also still feel like that communication piece is extremely important, because if I don't know that, then like
You allow them to send a text after text.
and
or
you're
calling
not,
you and just not answering.
right? You over here stressing out, thinking something wrong with you,
Exactly.
and you can't even tell me like, okay, I am dealing with something. I don't want to talk right now. Tell me something, or leave me alone. Something.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. It's crazy.
But I feel like boundaries, like I feel like there's a certain extent to that, because if it's something that is continuous, like if that keeps happening over years of
You gotta
friendship,
go.
yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
It's like they're ghosting you weeks on end.
It's not a
Once a
friendship.
month, they text you back.
Exactly. It's not a friendship. It's not a relationship. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because, you know, at the same time that you're going through something, I could be going through something as well.
Yeah.
You're only thinking about yourself, and that's selfish.
Yeah,
So,
that's fact. That's funny though. She said, "I'm gonna go to bed." That's crazy. That's crazy. So, have y'all ever ghosted someone?
I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
So how you gonna say that? But you ghosted somebody. When you ghosted them, you didn't want them in your life anymore. Like it was a
Done deal. And basically, I kind of told you that this is about to happen. Like, okay, now I'm just cut off all communications.
Okay.
yeah, I don't think I've ever ghosted someone. Like, well, like you said, I would say something in advance, like, like this isn't gonna work.
Yeah,
And then
you keep pursuing it, and okay.
That's it. Yeah, I'm not responding. I already told you I'm not responding anymore. Yeah, so I don't really consider that ghosting, because I communicated it to you. But
yeah. I mean, I guess people have different definitions of ghosting, but I'm talking about the full blown. You know, like we was doing fine, and then you just stop texting them one day. I feel like that's cowardly in my opinion.
Yeah. Because at that point, it's like something happened. Somebody must have said something to you, or you got somebody else in
But I
your
don't
life.
think
Like,
so. I think sometimes like that's who people are though.
And they just don't want to tell you, like, look, I'm not interested in you, or I don't want to be your friend no more, or just
Exactly.
Or I feel like and then I feel like sometimes, well, relationship wise, anyway, not friendship. Relationship wise, I feel like sometimes you're talking to somebody, and then I feel like, you know, it's fun at first, and then I feel like if it starts to get a little serious, then like, whoa, I ain't want all that. Like, gotta get you out of here.
Yeah.
Like, ASAP.
Yeah.
but you can still say, I'm not trying to move fast. I want to take things slow. You say that.
Right. All you have to do is communicate. It just goes back to communication at the end of the day. Like, just express that.
Yeah, you're a bold. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's cowardly, like you said.
That's not cool at all. And if you're watching this and you ghost people, like, you need to see them. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I think that's really childish, especially after a certain age.
Like, what are you doing? Grow up.
Right.
So we want to thank you guys so much for coming on our podcast today.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it so much. We want people to know, and we want to spread awareness on mental health because it's so very important. And even though we are exclusive, you know, we do keep it real too, and we tap in and go deeper as well because it's all important.
Right.
So, we also want to thank Bougie Blue Bottles again for sponsoring this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. So, before we go, tell them how they can follow you guys or any of that.
You can follow me at ajourney.withkiara on Instagram, Kiara, Kiara. Also follow the practice that I work with on Instagram at Transformative Therapy Group.
And you can find me on Instagram at pretty_ambitious, ambitious 2 S's, and pretty 2 Y's.
Thank you guys again so much. Again, it is your host, Jai.
And Kay.
Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow us, all of that. We are on YouTube,
Apple Podcasts,
and Instagram, so make sure you guys tune in. We will be uploading videos each and every Friday. So we will see you guys next Friday.